I'm with our go-to guy with insurance, Jim Rollo from State Farm Insurance, and today we're talking about swimming pools. Jim,
Hey, John, how are you?
Thanks for being on the show today.
Thanks for having me. Good to see you.
Now, it's a dangerous thing. I mean, like swimming pools, my son just got one, and my grandson is there, and we're going, all right, what do we need to do? So I'm really glad we're talking about this.
I think this is a great subject. You know, the weather's changing now. It's warm. I think people's swimming pools are getting opened earlier.
It's hot.
It's hot, right? So it's in the 90s. So one thing we all have in common, I think, is we all love kids. And we all want to keep our kids safe and our grandkids safe. And
That's right.
Some of us are waiting for grandkids like me. But so each year, here's a statistic: 300 children under the age of 5 drown in swimming pool accidents in our country every year. Now you say, well, 300 may not be a lot, but if it's one of our kids, one is too many.
So what do we need to do?
So here's what we need to do. There's really 4 things we're going to talk about: fences and walls, gates, covers, and then your home. So fences and walls. The barrier around the pool should be at least 4 feet tall, right? So we want to make sure that it's 4 feet tall. But we also want to make sure that the bottom of the barrier, the fence, is no more than 4 inches off the ground, because we don't want anybody to be able to get in under that. And so also to help discourage a child from being able to climb over, we want to make sure there's no handholds or footholds. We want to restrict the size of those so a child can't get through or climb over. Right? So the spacing between balusters, for example, in a fence should be no more than 1.25 inches. We want to keep those tight. And then gates.
You know, I'm not really helping here because while you're talking, I'm going, okay, what are we going to do to Johnny's swimming pool?
Right, right. So I mean, this is stuff that everybody, hopefully, who's listening is thinking the same
really
thing.
Important. Yeah.
What are my risks, and what do I have to do to keep my child or my grandchild safe?
Right.
Or keep neighbors' kids safe from getting into my pool.
By the way, my grandson loves this little berry you gave us. So
we give these to all of our clients when they're having a baby or they just had a baby.
Right.
So
Thank you.
Kids love them. You're welcome.
So
position latches out of the reach of children. So now we're talking about gates. Keep the latch out of the reach of a child. You've seen a latch on a pool that you have to push down from the top in order to be able to move the latch.
Right.
You've got to put a lot of pressure on it. You've got to be able to reach it, so you have to be a certain height. Install gates so they open away from the pool, not in toward the pool. Right, open out. And choose gates that are self-closing and self-latching. So you have other, older kids forget. They're running out, they're playing, they forget, they leave the thing open. You want it to be self-latching.
Right.
So that, they don't leave it open and a little kid gets in. Remove ladders and slides. So now we're talking about covers. When you're using a pool cover, and you've probably seen pools with the cover on, an above-ground pool with the cover on, and the ladder's in the pool.
Oh.
Take the ladder out.
Right.
Now it may seem like, gee, it's a big chore to take the ladder out. Take the ladder out. Even a little kid who can swim gets in and gets under the cover. They can't get out.
Good point.
Scary stuff. Choose covers that comply with American Society for Testing and Materials Standards. So ask that question. Be capable of supporting 2 adults and a child on top of the cover. That's one of the standards, one of the requirements. And be sure the cover can be removed quickly in an emergency. Right. So
all very practical stuff. What about insurance for if you have a pool? Should you have a little additional insurance?
I would say that the biggest concern you have is liability. Right. So you've done something or haven't done some of the things we've talked about here. And a child gets in your pool, a neighborhood kid gets in your pool, and something happens, you're liable potentially for what happened.
Right.
So having increased liability coverage on your home is a good way to protect yourself. But really, we want to make sure that we're safe, that kids are protected, and because you might have liability to cover the claim, but you'll never, live. You'll live the rest of your life with this on your mind.
So you're going to post this on Facebook.
I am going to put it on Facebook.
I'm going to share it with my son so they can get that.
In fact, here's the copy you can take.
Okay.
Give it to your son. And I'll put it on Facebook.
Thanks,
okay.
Jeff.
All right, John. All right. Thanks so much.